So Kim Jong-un's Russia trip reflects North Korea's desire to keep things tight with Russia. The regime's leader himself said so. Let's talk more about the upcoming Kim-Putin summit with Dr. Xiaoyu Pu this morning. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Dr. Pu, North Korea-Russia relations appear to be quite important to North Korean leader Kim Jong-un at the moment. What's your take on Kim's statement ahead of the Kim-Putin summit?
I think North Korea leader prioritize North Korea's ties with Russia because the two countries badly need each other right now because Russia need weapons from North Korea and North Korea need financial aid, foreign food aid, and also advanced space and military technology. I think these two countries are also isolated by the West. I think that showcase how much they need each other.
Right, they are really dependent on each other more than ever. Now, the Kim-Putin summit is widely believed to take place in the Amur region, where a Russian spaceport is located. Now, why do you think they've chosen this place out of all the possible spots? I mean, what significance does the place hold?
This showcase military cooperation, particularly in space technology, might be an important component of their cooperation. And for Putin, he wants to showcase Russia is still a superpower in military and space technology, despite all the international sanctions. And North Korea really need to learn something about the space technology from Russia. So this might showcase maybe space technology, military technology is a key component of their dialogue.
Right, especially when North Korea is so desperate to make its first spy satellite launch successful, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And in the meantime, the Chinese media outlets, they're saying U.S. sanctions have made the North and Russia become closer than ever. Dr. Pu, is that so? I mean, how does China see Pyongyang and Moscow tightening their ties and deepening military cooperation beyond their friendship?
I think North Korea's relationship with Russia, goes back to the Soviet Union era, like the Cold War era. So it's beyond the current sanctions. But the Western sanctions definitely further strengthen sort of the need of these two countries. They have no other options. No other good options in terms of economic military cooperation. So I think the sanctions definitely narrow their options and push them closer together. From Beijing's perspective, I think Beijing should be very prudent, very cautious. On the one hand, China has strong ties with both Russia and North Korea, but these are two partners that sometimes also regarded as a strategic liability for China. Sometimes North Korea could be a troublemaker for China in regional diplomacy and other issues. I think Russia is the same. I think my sense is that Beijing might take a very cautious attitude toward the potential trade arms deals between North Korea and Russia.
Right, China may be walking on eggshells, but do you think Kim-Putin talks will actually redefine or sharpen the partnership between North Korea, Russia, and China? I mean, is the partnership that all the three sides really want?
I think the conventional commentators, especially from Western medias, often put Russia, China, North Korea together as sort of like an anti-Western club. But my observation is that these two countries are different. Russia and North Korea are taking a much more confrontational approach toward the West. China is different to some degree because China has much broader economic ties with the West. As a UN Security Council permanent member, China must be very cautious regarding any violation of UN Security Council resolutions regarding North Korea. So I think China must be very careful. I think North Korea and Russia are taking a much more confrontational approach.
Right, and especially when China has the least to get out of that partnership.
Exactly.
And the Kremlin also said the leader Putin will meet Chinese leader Xi Jinping within the year. Why do you think Russia has decided to make that announcement like now when Kim Jong-un is visiting?
I think this is showcase that Putin is very isolated internationally. I think he is very desperate to show that he still has powerful friends in case of China's top leader Xi Jinping. And also China is planning to host the third international forum of BRI, Belt and Road Initiative. China has already invited Putin. So I think Putin is definitely visiting Beijing, but this shows that Putin is really very desperate to demonstrate he still has some international friends, including China's top leaders.
Right. Dr. Pu, before I let you go, if, the U.S. has warned of slapping more sanctions and possibly export controls on Russia if North Korea and Russia do make those arms deals. Now, do you think those sanctions will actually help the two countries stop from making those negotiations?
I think definitely the United States will upgrade some kind of sanctions. But unfortunately, I think the real effects will be very limited because number one, these countries are already on multiple sanction lists. And the number two, regarding UN Security Council resolution, anything related to that also largely depend on how strict China will implement that. I think in terms of implementation, I think there's a lot of challenges going forward.
Definitely. All right, Dr. Pu, thank you so much for joining us this morning. You have a good evening.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you.